Hey everyone, welcome to Tool Talk podcast by Jonard Tools. This is Candace. I am running our Jonard Tools account currently, so I handle everything from posting to comments to even DMs. On with me is Blake Ermos from Low Voltage Nation and Kermit Moore from QuickTake AV. Hey guys, how you doing today?
Pretty good.
Doing great.
Awesome. So on today's podcast, what we're going to discuss is social media strategies and how to grow your social media, especially within the electrical, low voltage, and also coax and CATV industry. So I guess let's get started. Blake, how did you start with your account and what was your initial strategy?
So I started Low Voltage Nation on Instagram pretty much. And it was actually with a podcast. So I think I was one of the first podcast in the low voltage space. So I would just get into the DMs, be like, hey, I love your work. Will you get on the Low Voltage Nation podcast? And that's really how it started. It was just reaching out to people, getting them on the show, and then getting them into the community. So that's how I started with Low Voltage Nation.
Yeah, I feel like it's a lot about networking. So I completely agree with you. And what about you, Kermit?
Yeah, for sure.
So I started off on Instagram, started out real small, really just wanted to grow the business. But what I found is people really want to see how we do a lot of things. And that's kind of how we started growing the channel. Okay. But yeah, I do remember when I first started seeing Blake in the low voltage thing, I thought that was awesome. And I wanted to be a part of it right away. So I think that's an awesome thing that Blake has started there.
Appreciate that.
You know, it's really interesting, the two different strategies. So we have a networking strategy where it's just more of connections and partnering, collaborations, and then it's more content strategy and maybe the educational side. So, and Blake, I know that you got into that too with Low Voltage Nation. I know you start highlighting a lot of different tools and highlighting the right steps on how to use the tools. Sorry if that wasn't the best way to say that, but I'm just going to let you go into explaining how you took the educational approach as well.
Yeah, so we actually kind of partnered with some of the training organizations like Bixie and Fiber Optic Association. So when we started Low Voltage Nation, it was almost 4 years ago, right before 2020. So we had a meetup. We had one meetup in Nashville. And we got everybody together. We were terminating cable, building data racks, and then our next meetup got canceled because it was March 2020. And then we didn't do anything. We didn't do any in-person training events for years. And then finally got back on the road, started doing some conferences, started doing more training events. And yeah, so that's how we really incorporated the training aspect, was getting connected with the training organizations and doing in-person stuff. So yeah, it was a lot of just doing online stuff first during COVID lockdowns and then getting on the road.
Right. And what about you, Kermit? You just went into your different work environments and just started recording. How did you become such a camera guru, I have to say? Because it's kind of hard to be working and recording at the same time. So I'm kind of curious.
Yeah, I had to really come out of my shell. I've never really recorded myself in a sense. I've always been a super shy guy. And I feel like whenever I got into the broadband technician field, the low voltage field, it really opened me up to being able to talk to people, knocking on the door, somebody new every day, and really being comfortable. And so I can give the customer the product, that they need.
Right.
But yeah, it really the doors. The more I did it, the more comfortable I got with it. So I know a lot of guys are shy. They don't feel like recording, but I feel like if you just stick with it and keep practicing, it will get better over time.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. Especially when I first started running social media, one of the only things that I really say to people is it's not different than any other social environment. Yes, it's digital, but when you're in person, it's all about networking. You're not really going to get further in everyone knowing who you are if you just stand in the corner at a social event, for example, and don't say or introduce yourself or don't try and relate with people. So on my end, when it comes to social media, I kind of step outside and I go up to people and go into DMs and try and collab, partner. Also post relatable content. And one of my biggest strategies is using audios that are trending, or just audio that I just find funny, to be honest. And it could just be honestly really stupid. Sometimes I gotta stop myself, but or it's just like good music in general. So in terms of like content strategy, what do you guys look for?
All right. So when it comes to the content strategy, I feel like the best thing to do is to keep your stuff simple, sweet, and to the point. Transitions quickly as possible if you want to catch people's eye. I think on TikTok, you get like 1 to 2 seconds before somebody just swipes past you. Yeah. Okay. So I feel like keep it sweet and simple. Like you said, the trending audios definitely help boost because people will click on that audio and find videos that, other people are using that same audio. So those are definitely some great tips. Another thing is, I'm trying to think what else we got to do. Another thing is, your captions, kind of keeping your captions real nice and different. You might say something really captivating, just your initial line, and that's going to grab people's attention to read a little bit more too sometimes, And another big thing, which I like that Blake was doing, with Low Voltage Girl is the captions that pop up and highlight on the videos. People love that type of stuff. They want to read more and more. So I think that's a really good edge to making the videos in your content.
Honestly, Low Volt Girl really did pop up out of nowhere, Blake. So I would love to hear about that strategy and how you just got her going.
Me too.
Yeah. So you want me to talk about that right now?
That'd be great.
Yeah. So it was interesting because the initial idea for Low Volt Girl was to be a Discord bot. So just have like somebody in there that's kind of like sharing content and I want to start a Discord channel, Discord server. So I was like, okay, I want to get a bot because I had no idea what I was doing. And I wanted some engagement. And then I told my friend, I was like, hey, like I just made this avatar and it actually looks like you. I was like, if you ever want to take over the account, and she's like, yeah, of course I want to do that. I want to learn about the trades. I want to learn about low voltage. I want to learn about digital marketing. And then so we just started filming this. We went for 30 days straight, just doing short form content, Instagram, TikTok. And TikTok is so hard, man. Like Kermit, you're the man at that. Like I cannot figure that TikTok thing out.
Gotta be consistent, bro. I think the biggest thing they say is you don't even have to post a lot of good content. I think they say you just gotta post a lot and stay consistent with it. But making as good as content as you do, it can be easily, get burned out because your content is so good. I know it takes y'all probably hours to edit the video,
Yeah. So Instagram is more my beat. I can go quicker on Instagram. So I was just posting 30 days. I said, we're going to do 30 days of short form content, put it on YouTube Shorts, all 3 platforms. And then I guess like it just got so much attention because I already had the Low Voltage Nation account with like 40-some thousand followers. So I would collaborate with that, and then I would run ads to her content. So if you run ads, you can grow any account. If you got enough money to spend on it,
you can spend so much money on ads. I spent so much money on Instagram ads. I will say that it was pretty hard to grow even still with ads for me. But I think that's all a part of putting out good content every day and people not getting tired of seeing the same content. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
right.
That's a good point.
So with ads, I'm just curious because when you're on the Instagram app, it shows as like a boost post. Do you guys like actually go into like Facebook Ads Manager or like TikTok Ads Manager and run ads, or do you just like boost all of your videos?
So I do both, but if you want to get followers, hands down, the best way to do it is boost a post. That's just like telling Instagram, give me followers, because you say, visit the profile, and then you run it to you want to get like real good followers that had that interest. So you do it to like fiber optics or telecommunications. And then you can start doing it to like India and Bangladesh and Mexico. And that's, if you want to get a follower for like a half a penny, then run it to third world countries. Like that's like,
what's crazy. My TikTok is blowing up right now, but it's been people from other countries, so they're typing stuff in other languages. I have no clue what they're saying.
That's the thing. Like my organic stuff that popped off on Instagram that got millions of views, and then like all of a sudden it's just a bunch of Indian people. It's just like
I'm not gonna lie, that's how my Instagram account grew. Almost, I say probably the first like 10K followers, the half of them were all Indians. But I don't care who follow me, as long as they're engaging with the content, they're liking our stuff. But one thing I was going to say about the ads is if you're going to boost a post, boost one that is going to get a lot of engagement, one that's is good content or has performed well before.
Right. Exact. That's the key right there, and that's what we did with Low Volt Girl, because I would see it would get maybe like 500 views organically on an account that's like 1 month old. I'm like, okay, that's a good piece of content. So let's push that and let's get 10,000 likes on that thing. Right. So yeah, definitely a good point.
I've noticed on my account that so typically each post average will get like 2,500 views, but if it does well, it will do 10,000 views, and those are the ones that I try to boost. And if I'm going to boost, I haven't been boosting lately. I've been trying to do it organically. It's been really hard to get followers on Instagram. TikTok has been blowing up, but yeah, I'm trying to get good content if I'm going to boost anything.
Yeah, I've tried to boost a piece of content and it did not work.
Yeah,
so
same.
Do not do that.
Don't even spend the money. It'll still be sitting at $0.
That's true. So how much money y'all spend on, you're rubbing off on me, Kermit, now with the y'all, but how much do you guys spend on on boosting or just ads in general?
I don't want
Not much. My budget was it was like $400 a month for a little bit. When I first started Low Voltage Nation, it was $400 a month, but I had lead magnets and I was getting lead gen stuff with capturing emails, but then boosting posts initially for Low Voltage Nation was I think I spent $3,000 total over 6 months.
It's honestly nothing, to be honest.
It's not bad if you get a...
No.
For me, I will typically not boost it any more than $100 to $150 over the span of the ad. But typically I'll run 3, 4, 5 of those at the same time if I really want to see my content doing good, getting a lot of likes and stuff. But I would say I've probably spent at least 10 grand in advertising. I'm not going to lie. Instagram has been really hard to get followers on. So I've been boosting ads for a long time. I think I started at the same time Blake did 4 years ago. That's about when I started my business. So that's when I started the social media thing as well, around the same time, 2020, 2019.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Instagram is really hard to scale. And I think that's why some people are a little bit intimidated by the app. But one of my organic strategies that I do is I will go in and just go into a hashtag and maybe it's just hashtag tools of the trade and just start going down and liking all the posts. And if I see someone I really want to interact with, I actually go to their page and like the first 3 photos, save one of the photos so I can come back to them a week later or so. But for Instagram, it's all about just networking too. Just having other people share your posts. Our ambassadors are great. Shout out to the Jonard crew right now. But they're always resharing our posts, always posting us. I also comment on a lot of different posts as well. So outside of just ads, what are some organic strategies that you guys do on different platforms?
I would say for me, one of the biggest ways to grow my social media was actually networking with other people that are doing the same thing. So how I grew my Facebook business page is I would, add a ton of other business owners in my area. And then, they may not hire you right away, but they might hire you a few months later after seeing all that clean work that you do. So doing that, inviting as many people as I can to the business page. Another big thing for Facebook is getting friends to invite all of their friends. And that's a big way to boost Facebook. On Instagram, I go find anybody doing low voltage. I used to just type in low voltage and anybody that pop up, I'd add anybody that I know would probably take interest in my same content. And then we could, create a big team, a big network, Low Voltage Nation, and just keep growing like that.
Were you the follow guy for a while? Don't tell me. Don't tell me.
I didn't unfollow anybody until I hit what the max is, which is 7,500 followers.
I did not know that. That's interesting.
Yeah, you cannot follow more than 7,500 people on Instagram. Once you hit that, you can't follow nobody. So what I did is I started unfollowing the people that I least interacted with. There's a filter for that. I started unfollowing all the people that didn't interact with our content. And I felt like my Instagram stopped gaining followers for a while because I wasn't following people back as well. And sometimes the way Facebook works too, you'll notice is when you start accepting friend requests and sending friend requests, you'll start getting more friend requests. So I think Instagram kind of works the same way. So I wanted to start getting more friend requests sent. And it started growing a little bit after I deleted 500 people and adding people again. It did start growing again because I was stuck for a while at 10K followers.
So when you deleted the last 500 and you built them back up, did you delete another 500 after that, or?
I keep having to do it pretty like every 2 to 3 months.
Nice.
I'll keep and go delete. I'm still right now like 7,300. It just takes too long to go delete people. Right. Busy guy, so I'll just do it for a little bit. Keep going.
I'm watching you on our follower list. Honestly, I'm gonna be checking every 2 to 3 months.
What's crazy is it doesn't delete them right away. It's like it has to go through some kind of approval process, and then 2 or 3 days later, they'll slowly start falling off.
Right.
So you can't go adding people right away. It'll say follow, and then you refresh, and it's back to follow again. Gotcha. So you got to few days for those followers to fall off.
Right,
so,
right. What about you, Blake? Are you going to unfollow us one day as well? I'm just joking. No. I'm just joking.
No. I think I'm only following 80 people.
Yeah, I think so too. Very selective. Yeah,
you're doing good.
I'm very proud, honestly.
Yeah. I've done unfollow on other accounts. It's a terrible strategy, and it's very time consuming. And you can't unfollow more than 250 people a day, or else you'll get your account restricted.
I used to do the same thing, and I'd have a timer on my phone. So like every 20 minutes, my timer would go off, and I'd like follow another 15 people, and it was just reoccurring. And then eventually I got banned, and then I had to do it every 30 minutes. Yeah. Not on this account. It was another account. But
comments too, like comment or post that fast either. Like I've had some viral videos, and you cannot just keep commenting the same thing over and over and over again. You have to keep it different, and eventually it'll give me like a 24 to 48 hour ban. They're watching for so much spam on these social media apps. You got to be smart about everything.
So true. So what about your TikTok strategy? So you had your Instagram, it's hard, but what about TikTok?
TikTok has been a whole lot easier to grow on. I want to say if you can keep those clips under 30 seconds, your videos will do the best. But just trying to get good content into 30 seconds. So every 3 seconds, if you can transition, or 5 seconds transition, just keeping it interesting. That's the biggest thing for me, is just being consistent, posting good content, edited content, not just posting whatever. Mm-hmm. I say is a good strategy. I don't think the ads work good for TikTok personally. I pay for coins. It does not add up like everything else does. You pay a lot more for ads on TikTok.
For sure.
So yeah, I mean, a big thing that people do, I know it doesn't have anything to do tech related, is to really, make your video viral, is to look at things that are viral going on right now and kind of coming off of that. So a lot of people will go off of famous people, but in our sense, it may be some kind of viral tool that somebody haven't seen. So like one big video that went viral on TikTok for us was the Milwaukee vacuum attachment, the one that sticks to the wall, and you can cut above it, and all the drywall dust, everything will fall into it, and it uses suction to stick to the wall, and it looked like it was magic. So it definitely,
I'm sad. Yeah. No, you're right. No, that's actually I will say the HC19 it pulls views for us, but that my heart, it just
there's
burns
a lot
of
tools I've had from Jonar too. You know what I mean? But just going off of stuff that.
No, I know the pulley. The pulley goes well.
By the way, so they still aren't broke.
That broke up a little bit. What'd you say?
I said, I have tools that I've been using from y'all that are over 10 plus years old that are still working great to this day. So it's crazy. I've always, wanted to have a kind of relationship with y'all. So it's pretty cool that we're doing this right now.
Yeah,
so.
That's awesome. Nice save, of everything. I'm just kidding. So one thing that I noticed specifically with TikTok is hate comments. I feel like it's so easy to get some troll comments in the community. So I just want to know, how do you guys approach, not necessarily hate comments, but there are a lot of people within the industry that have their way of doing things and they're vocal about it. So how do you approach people that have like a different style or work than you, and how do you approach those comments? Positive and negative.
Yeah, so I don't know if you've seen the Low Voltage Nation Facebook group. There's 53,000 people in there, and it's the wild, wild west.
Yeah,
right, Kermit?
It is.
Yeah, it's just as bad as TikTok, if not worse. But I try not to feed the trolls. I try my best to either moderate it, like I can delete stuff, and I actually pay people to moderate stuff and try to keep it a safe environment, which is nearly impossible. But I've learned my lesson many times the hard way to not get into an unwinnable battle with a troll.
For sure.
So yeah, that's my take on it. And anything positive, I try to amplify it and respond to it. So
I feel like whenever you're responding to negative people, they're just going to keep coming back with something more negative to say. And you know what? There's going to be a ton more other people that are going to get on there and share positive things about you.
Yeah.
Why are y'all being so negative? Like, this guy is trying to help y'all out. You know what I mean? But I get so many negative comments about everything. And all I do is kill them with kindness 99% of the time.
I've seen it. Yeah.
Kill them with kindness. I have an excuse for everything. So it doesn't matter how negative they can be. I'm still going to come back with something. Or if it's just too ugly, or it's, messing a lot of the other people up in the comments, and I'll just hide the comment. Sometimes it's just not worth our happy peace vibe to deal with some of the negative stuff people are saying.
When you say kill them with kindness, what do you mean by that?
So a lot of people they'll say, why didn't you do it this way? I'll tell you exactly why I do things the way I do it, because it's the fastest way and it's the best quality way. A lot of people will say, you should have used this tool. No, I'm using this tool because I know it's the fastest. I've already tested it and figured it out, So I'll just tell them the reasons why I do things the way I do. So when it comes to wall drops, I'll tell them, I use specific tools for wall drops. There is, a downfall to using certain tools for wall drops. I don't want to waste any time. I just try to educate people, really, because I've been there and done that over 10 years, when it comes to the low voltage stuff. Now, I don't know anything about fiber, but everything else I can pretty much vouch for in the broadband technician field, the low voltage stuff. So
I like that strategy. Either don't respond or respond with kindness, and I appreciate that. And that's something I try and do. Sometimes you're right, though. It is completely negative, so it's kind of hard because I know sometimes it's just like they want to start an argument, but we'll hide the comment every once in a while if it's just really vulgar. Like sometimes
some people are like that. They'll comment on your race. They'll comment on how you look. Everything, and those are the ones that I'll probably just delete. It's not worth my time. People that are negative.
I will say sometimes they're just vulgar. They're not just negative, but it's just like I don't know what world they were in. And it does make me giggle, but it makes me sad at the same time that I gotta hide the comment. So, but those are just like the funny trolls, not the mad ones.
Goes behind them, another follower goes behind them and puts them in their place. That even more. I don't even have to say something sometimes.
So true. So true. But besides that, I mean, TikTok, Instagram, we mostly focused on. Are you guys on Facebook? I know, well, Blake, I know that you have the group on Facebook, but your page in general, I feel like Facebook's a bit of a different beast too, because it's not like you can really go into different photos and and comment and do different things. So do you guys just run ads there to grow your pages, or especially for businesses? So Kermit, on your side.
I'm not doing much on Facebook. I'm not going to lie. Everybody that's in my area knows I'm in this area. Right. We don't do any ads in my area. Everything that I do that y'all see me do is all word of mouth. I don't do any ads. If I do ads, it's just to try to boost our following. And a lot of the following is not people locally anyways. So the thing that I do is word of mouth. So we typically stay about 2 weeks out, all word of mouth stuff, or all repeat customers, So our city really supports us for the most part.
That's great. And you too, Blake?
Yeah, Facebook's a big part of what we do, especially with the group, but also with the Facebook page. I am in Facebook business, or Meta Business Manager, whatever it's called now, running ads, but that's to generate leads for either one of our services or the newsletter. So in the past year, it seems like Facebook, and I know they've released Facebook Reels.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden we're starting to get a ton, because all the stuff from Instagram is automatically being posted to Facebook, and it's getting a ton of engagement. And we have over 10,000 followers on the Facebook page. So we'll get, maybe 100 likes and then 1,000 likes on a reel here and there. You never know.
Yeah.
But Facebook has changed quite a bit, but it's like a big repository for every piece of content goes into Facebook, and then we see what does well organically and then run ads against that. So that's how we use it.
You gotta love that Facebook bought out Instagram. You know, that's ever since their whole app has changed. And like you said, it's just been completely correlated. And that's how we saw our views skyrocket too with Reels. So, and I think that's one of the biggest things is a lot of people just post it as like a standard post, not realizing it's a reel. And then like, that's the one thing about Facebook that kind of bugs me a little bit is that it doesn't always pick it up as a reel. So on my end, we use automatic scheduling. So I'd have to hit reel, and sometimes I still to this day make the error of uploading it as a standard post and only getting like 1,000 or 2 views. But when I do a reel, it's 11,000, 15,000 views. It's crazy. So
yeah, are you using the Meta content calendar, like the planner thing, or what are you using to schedule?
I used to, but I thought they got rid of that, or they were like phasing it out for a while. So
I don't know.
Yeah, one thing I did was I used Sprout Social, but the thing about like automated scheduler systems is that these apps and platforms pick it up in their algorithm. So I try to, as much as I can, post organically or go directly through the app to schedule. So like TikTok on their app, I don't believe there's that capability, but if you go to the desktop version of TikTok, there is a section that's advanced settings and you can schedule your post. But I don't know if that's available on the app. I didn't see it. And then on Instagram, I also go to advanced settings. It's a little loopy, and Blake, you know this because it posted on one of my videos. So on the advanced settings, there is a schedule time for Instagram Reels as well, which I do use, and it worked 2 weeks ago. But there was one time where I was scheduled it and it posted the video. It did. I swear. I always used it. But so yeah, I try and use like the actual platform scheduling system, but for now I just use Sprout Social.
Gotcha.
Yeah. What about you guys? You just do it organic?
What is that?
Sprout Social?
That like allowing you to post different times whenever you're not on your phone or the computer?
Yeah. So what's great about it is you can like link your Facebook, your TikTok, your Instagram, your Twitter, even your LinkedIn, and you can just schedule posts on it. And it has like a lot of different features where you can even like schedule and duplicate the same post. So if you're making the same exact post that you're doing on Instagram that you're going to post on TikTok, it copies your caption, it takes your video, and you can just post it and just schedule the best time. And it tells you the best time to post too. So it'll be like your best time is like 4:03, and that's like really on the dot. So I try and just match those times.
I really need that. You know, I spend hours just posting videos every day, and that would make it so much easier. Because you got Facebook, you got your business Facebook, you got Instagram, then you have my other Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. There's so many different platforms to post your content to. Nextdoor, you know, I mean, it would be nice to have something like that. So I definitely want to look into that, a planner for that.
Just ask the social media manager. You know, we got all the tips and tricks. I'm just kidding.
I need a link.
That's my only trick is just Sprout Social.
But real quick, so Meta Business Suite.
Yes.
So business.facebook.com. If you go there, there's a content planner. There's like a CRM. There's like all these tools they just built. So Kermit, I would go to business.facebook.com and check that out. So you don't have to pay for like one of those content schedulers.
Is that
one built in?
The Meta Business app?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll check it out. There's a lot of, like you said, there's a lot of stuff in there.
Yeah.
I have no clue what it does, so I just disregard a lot of it. I'll check it out and see, because I really want to build the Facebook page up and YouTube as well. But I really want to build the Facebook, and that's part of it. I just kind of gave up on the Facebook page. I need to get back into boosting the Facebook page.
Yeah.
What's nice about the business suite though is it also connects your messages and all of your comments too, and it just puts in like one central location.
Correct.
So I kind of just go into there like every morning and I just respond back to all the comments, the Facebook comments, even the messages. So yeah, it's definitely like a very centralized. But I thought for sure, maybe I'm wrong, or they updated it, that they got rid of the content planning. If not, I'm going back to that because Instagram's been messing with me.
It's definitely. Notice that messages that have not hit Instagram yet are already in the Meta Suite app.
Yeah.
Or don't pop up at all in Instagram. They're in the Meta Suite app, and I'll respond to them. Then it'll pop up. So
Right.
sometimes it's itchy. So the Meta app definitely is nice for responding to Facebook and Instagram messages and comments.
I agree. So sliding into DMs, that is going to be a huge topic because some people can excel and some people can squash. So when you approach a new account, how do you approach them?
Compliment.
Kill them with kindness.
I grew a lot by the end of Jonard. A lot of the collabs that I get, a lot of them, I'll just send them a message telling them, hey, I really like this tool or this product, and we would love to advertise it on our platform. And we'll start a relationship like that 50% of the time. Or I'll shoot them an email or whatever, or they'll just reach out to us. But I definitely will, or if it's another content creator and I really like their setup or whatever the case may be, yeah, I'll definitely leave them some kind of positive message or a positive comment, and then I'll send them a follow, and almost 90% of the time they'll follow you back or say something back.
Nice. What about you, Blake?
So what's the question? What do I do when I slide in the DMs? Like what?
On a professional level, yes.
Well, I don't do it on a personal level. See, that's the thing. Like I have so many accounts and I have so much stuff going on that I'm not sliding in the DMs anymore. I don't do it. I'm sorry.
What about the beginning, the connection building?
Yeah, I mentioned this earlier when I was doing the podcast, and I was just sliding in the DMs, just trying to connect with people. So that was one way. And then I don't know. I want to think how I reached out to Jonard. I'm not sure if Randy reached out to me on LinkedIn or if I reached out to him. But I very rarely get in the DMs. I get so many, especially on LinkedIn. LinkedIn's just like a DM spam festival. It's so bad. And it's just like, and I got to sift through all the DMs. Like, is this a pitch or is this like legit something I want to talk about?
You need my B2B marketing solution. Sign up for my, I see those all the time. It's always an ad on LinkedIn. But honestly, Randy's a pretty good sales guy, so I wouldn't be surprised if he just slid right into your DM too.
It was like 3 years ago, and Randy and I got talking on LinkedIn, and I don't know how.
He's so good. He builds all the connections.
Getting in the DMs is very important. If you're a new creator, if you want to get on the stories, start commenting on stories, leave some positive stuff, ask some questions. I respond sometimes. If it's you got to be very clever with the DM for me. It can't be a pitch. It's got to be like something super specific to like a piece of content I created. But be very specific and just try not to spam people, please. For the love of God.
You never know who you're gonna meet.
So true.
There's been people that have sent me a message saying, hey, they love my content, they love what we're doing, blah blah blah, whatever, and I'll follow them back, and they just have a huge community, and I love their content. So you just never know who you're gonna react to. It could be anybody.
So true. So, this was great, guys, and I love joining the podcast with you. I think time is up. So, again, if you haven't subscribed to our podcast or like our podcast, please go to Tool Talk and listen to more. I'm sure we'll do a part 2 with Kermit and Blake. Don't forget to follow them on Instagram and social and TikTok. Quick Tech AV for Kermit Moore, and Low Voltage Nation and Low Volt Girl for Blake Ermis. And if you guys want to shout your social out too, go ahead.
Yeah, guys, if you want to see some really clean tech content, tools, TP installs, whatever. If you want to learn something a little bit new, then come follow us at Quick Tech AV. It's QUICKTECHAV. We're on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, you name it. Go give us a follow, guys.
Yeah, if you want to check out Low Voltage Nation, go to lowvoltagenation.com. At the top, there's all of our socials.
Awesome. Don't forget to follow Jonard Tools as well, at Jonard Tools. It's not that fancy. All right. So, just kidding. All right, guys. Thank you so much. I'm hoping we could do this again soon.
Yes, ma'am. You have a blessed night.
Thank you.
You too. Thanks, guys.